Any reason for us to worry about having a waterproof camera? Let me tell you a story which will help us maybe understand why it's important. Here we are at the Swift Creek, Yellowstone River campground and trailhead. But I had quite an experience going up this trail as I got to the bridge that crosses Swift Creek, and I'll be there in just a minute. Do this just I'm not actually going on a trip up into this area today, but I thought I would get a little footage for the interest of all of you and our friends. Here I am approaching the bridge that's half a mile up from the Swift Creek Yellowstone River trailhead. This is the bridge that crosses Swift Creek. And it's the last bit of civilization you see, because now we are in the wilderness area. But a few years ago I came to this spot and I looked at the creek, Swift Creek, which of course is much larger now than it was then. I'll insert a shot. So here you see Swift Creek in 2006 when it was sort of at a normal level. And I wanted to get a picture of it, and so I pulled out my big camera. I had just prior to the trip bought a small point-and-shoot camera. So here you see my new Canon point-and-shoot camera that I bought just for normal pictures. So I pulled out the big camera. I heard something hit the bridge. I looked down and there was nothing there. Whatever it was dropped into the creek. And I realized that it was my brand new point-and-shoot camera. And so I immediately backtracked, took off my pack, ran down below, and looked into the water. Now, of course, you couldn't see anything, but I could see it. So here you see the creek as it was back then. I could see the camera out there about a yard or so behind a rock, ready to be washed downstream, and I lunged for it and got it. I was able to pull it out, dry it off over a period of 2 days, and finally it started working again, and for several years it worked for me. So here you see my little point-and-shoot camera miraculously came to life and took some great photographs over the years, like this one here. Of course, now I have a Pentax waterproof, shockproof, dustproof camera, which will also take, of course, video. I still have my Nikon D200, but the one I've decided on for most of my just average shooting is this Pentax Optio WG1. They call it Adventure Proof, which is just an incredible little camera. The point is that these little point-and-shoot cameras are really good for the average outdoorsman, and like I've said, capable of taking a lot of great pictures, quite frankly, and doing some amazing things. But as long as you're going to spend a little money on getting a camera, you might as well spend a little bit more maybe and get one that is waterproof, has the capability of shooting underwater, the shockproof, dustproof. This particular one is 14 megapixels, which is more than my Nikon D200. And it has a microscopic mode for taking really close-ups of flowers. It has a capability of taking panoramas and stitching them together. Just an incredible array of possibilities. Certainly more than enough for the average outdoorsman. So I highly recommend this kind of a camera. And I've just got to add that if you'll use the links on my website and get this camera through Amazon, you will earn for the High U in a Wilderness project a very small commission, but at least it'll help. And quite frankly, you'll save a lot of money. I investigated and found that I could save $100 over the next best price that I could find in the whole United States on this little camera. It might vary up and down once in a while, but you'll save some money, and so I highly recommend you thinking seriously about this.